Alright, this is an important video. Hmm. Should be viral. I look like I make viral videos. No one watches my channel. I have a single view. But as for videos goes, not too much for video. Could be an audio thing, it would work. But this is probably the most important video that I made. So, important video. Let me get some sound right. Yeah, okay. Sound is okay. This one here, I guess I'll call it Save the Trees. Save the trees! This is really what all this one's about. But you hang on to this video. It's probably going to come in kind of handy. Most important video I've made so far. This one here is about trees, plants in general, maybe. It's going to take a preface or whatever to get into it. I have to where I started with trees. Well, first of all, I'm in a remote area of the Central Valley in California. In summertime, it's pretty hot. In wintertime, it's pretty cold in between. It has storms and winds. Just a normal place in the Central Valley. Okay, so let me begin. There was a time I was locked up in a bin on Nut House. Yeah, well, that's where the trees started. And they had a TV room, and they had these screens where you couldn't get outside. And you're locked up and everything. You told them, no, there's nothing wrong with me. You're crazy. I don't want to do drugs. You have to have drugs. Then they're going to change it and make sure you get the right kinds of drugs. Don't take those drugs, not even attention deficit disorder, nothing that messes with your nervous system, because your brain is made out of nerves. It's part of your nervous system. Mind control. Yeah, something or other. Alright, but I was in this bin. They had this TV room. And there was a door on there, and if you used the fire alarm, you could open it and run out. Yeah, a couple of guys done that. And one night I was sitting there. Well, I was in this bin. And they had a TV room, and on the wall they had some pictures. And there was one that was kind of nice, a little flowering plant thing. Had a couple of leaves and a little tulip blossom on it. And someone drew it. It was kind of nice. And me being the scientific, factual approach to whatever I was looking at, it was kind of nice. So one night, being in a nut house, it was up a little bit later than usual. I'm sitting in the general area, and I'm trying to figure out what makes that plant have that curve on it. So I lined up some grid paper, and I'm trying to draw it, and some younger doctor comes by. Oh, you're drawing a plant. You know anything about plants? No. They're made up of smaller parts, really tiny, like small plants. He said, no. It's more like little wax parts and stuff. Well, what makes it like bend and curve like that? You know, like if you wanted to draw an actual plant, how would you get the curves and stuff right on it? And he looked at me like, well, it's mostly like wax, but it's little parts and it's like cells or something, and it's not little plants. Okay. Sort of like wax or something, mostly. And he like looked at me like crazy. I have to get going and continue walking past. I'd never seen him before, never saw him again. But that's where the trees start. A tree, the only part that actually is alive in a tree, it's a very basic, crude life form. The only part that's alive in a tree is just under the bark. The bark it barfs up, spits up, and the inside it takes a crap and sits on it. Yes, a great giant tree sitting on its crap for like centuries or something, and the leaves. Oh, the magic of photosynthesis. Not just electrolysis. It runs on a magnesium molecule. Sunlight hits it, it changes the water into hydrogen and oxygen. Melts out when it's making sugar and stuff. The leaf is a factory for making sugar. The minerals and stuff, the vitamins and whatever nutrients come from the roots. So if you water a plant, you know, leaves and roots, and not too much. It just loosens it up a little. So just under the bark is the light part of the tree, the plant. And inside of those, it also has water passages, which the cells make up based on its DNA. Its little cells, cell walls and stuff, and the DNA goes up. And the sugar stuff comes back down. It's also tree sap in case you're like in a maple syrup bowl. The tree is a derivation of like algae. It climbed out of the sea and it didn't walk on land, but it did have some effects of gravity versus sunlight versus the ground and whatever, and became plants. A plant consists of a root, a stem, a leaf, a flower, and a fruit. Plants are categorized, if from like scientific studies of the type of phyla. The type of plant that it is basically how it reproduces. When you eat a fruit, the seed inside of it, of course, is how it reproduces. The pollination of the flower is how it reproduces. The bumblebees and the birds and the cross referencing. And its DNA is in charge of stuff. Alright, that's a plant. That's a tree. I started learning about them in a nut house. What I was doing in a nut house? That's a really good question. I was hauled in handcuffs, butter knife or something that was taped to my leg while I was in handcuffs. And when they checked me for weaponry, some lady started shooting at me because I had a knife in my. I'm like, what? Yeah, nasty people. System. Never trust the system. The hippies and the establishment. If the hippies were a little richer, it would have been nice. You know how hippies are associated with drugs and bombs and flies in their hair and stuff. And of course, they were fags. So, hippies are inferior, not gladiators. Like common sense is based off the intellectual, I think. And your mind expanding drug use and never greased up in the LDS back in the 70s and like Spock's Star Trek Return to Earth. Okay, so I was in this nut house. I wondered about a tree. And when I became internet savvy, some guy showed me a computer once. Said, help me with it. And I don't know anything about this thing. It's just like brand new and stuff. He said a friend of his got one. So we got the same kind, just ordered it. And he said, all you have to do is like put the disc in and maybe follow the instructions. So, okay, I done that. And he said, watch this. He starts looking at Japanese porn sites. Like Japanese rules. Like, whoa, the computer can do all of that. Yeah. Yeah, so first opportunity when I got some extra money, I went out, ordered that same computer, but it's outdated. Well, I knew that one works. And I hooked it up and I checked the graphics, and sure enough, there it was. Oh, that's great. Thing cost, but I had the money, so it was alright. Oh yeah, back to the nut house. Yeah, what did I do? Become computer savvy? Oh yes, that computer used it, collect all the things from the Hubble telescope and some from the Sandra or whatever, some pictures. I collected some other pictures too. I found out, no, you should not collect those, delete those. Okay, so I done that. Um, thing got outdated. It said it was out of memory, didn't have no storage. We had Roadrunner. So my brother had Roadrunner. That thing is fast, so I finally got Roadrunner on it. Then the computer became outdated. What I knew about computers was um, computer chips. I didn't understand it. It's a black box. It's got wires go in. It's got wires go out. I couldn't make head or tail of anything with a chip. I looked it up in the book, and the circuit equivalent circuit was that's not even transistors. I don't even know what that is. But once at a yard sale, someone picked up what was it? A Tandy RS, whatever, with the little plastic keyboard, and I learned about sprites and got it to do some graphic displays. I made my own screensaver. It was really fun. It was like playing Pong, or we never had the Atari or nothing. A couple guys had a Pong game and got tossed out and messed with it. So I went from that one to I want a real computer. So I didn't know the difference. I ended up with this Commodore 64. And the programming of it was kind of hard. It had a disk, and I learned about sprites, and I could draw a picture with it. Didn't have internet, and that's what I knew about computers. And I wrote down stuff too, trying to like get a solid view of what computers are. I looked inside, checked out the chips and everything else. My brother went to college for computers, and he was doing computer stuff. He said, "Oh yes, that's the common chip, a 65 volt something or other, like a C80 or something." So that was my basics of computers, and I had this crummy, minimal apartment thing, a single room. And the guy like from across the way was doing computers, old computers. He was I don't know, I guess some kind of expert computer guy. And he sold me a couple old computers, like a Commodore, not Commodore, it was Compaq. And instantly I went and messed with the DOS programs and erased it. And he's trying to put Windows on it, couldn't do that. He gives me a bigger one. So I worked my way up from a Compaq to a 186, 286, 386, and then a 486. He played chess. That's what I did. I had a computer set up, no mouse, no nothing. I had a chessboard. I played chess on it. That's what I knew about computers. When this guy says, "Hey, help me with my new computer," I had no idea what these things will do. And his new computer did some really neat stuff. So I got one of those. Well, eventually became outdated. Said the drive is too small. Said the memory is too small. And they have a computer club around here where you buy computer stuff. So I looked inside. It's got like three major parts. It can't be too hard. I just put a bigger memory. So I went out and bought a big memory. I stuck it in there. It turns out you won't fit on the board. I asked the guy about it. He said, "Yeah, the board only takes so much memory. You need a new board." So I got a new board, a new memory. It wouldn't fit inside the case. I plied, I filed, I chopped everything to get it in there. This wasn't my computer. I got it, yes, but it wasn't mine. And I'm trying to make it look right and put a new board in it and whatever. And I had to have a new chip to go with that. And it's like, I'm getting top of the line stuff, but it's not fitting in there. I said, "When did you just get a case? It's made for that board." Like, okay, sure enough, case fits in there, got the board, the chip, bigger drive, lots of memory in it. Mm. That was about it. I used that thing. It was lasted up until heck, I can use it right now. It's a spare. Hmm. So that's computer stuff. Now, how does this come up with the? Oh yeah, YouTube. I learned everything about planes from YouTube. Up to Zealand, down to Flom, and used Jim knows Burns. Poor Jim. Hey, those Christmas trees you see in the mountains with the pine cones? Some ranger. Anything you want to know about the forest? Yeah, you know the pine cones? Well, inside each one of those things to see, right? What's that green crap? Like a moss or something. Oh, they also put out another one. Those two have to go together for this tree. It makes self reproduces. Okay, so you got root, stem, leaf, flower, and fruit. This makes up basically all plants. How it works? Up to xylem, down the phloem. Genetic control of the multi-cell. Genetic control of the cell groupings to make the parts it makes. It's like it's stored memory or something. And of course, you can modify it. You get CRISPR, something modify it. Bug spray modifies it. Crossbreeding will modify it. So why is that important? Save the trees. This is California, sort of southern California. It's the middle of the desert. They don't recognize it's a desert. They're all retards. But you're crazy. They're retards. They don't know they're in a desert. People run this place. They're like, treat it like it's totally normal. You can't. It's a desert with a town on it. Infant state since the gold rush days. So it gets up to 102 in the summertime. 102 in the shade in the summertime. In the wintertime, yeah, 30, 35, 37, something. And in between, it's got storms like up to tornado level 50-mile-an-hour winds. They haven't heard of air conditioning. They have a thing called a swamp cooler. It has this big square metal thing. It's 102 in the shade. But they get this big square metal thing. Box thing. It has water in the bottom, a little water pump. And it pumps up water through these filters that are made of like hay. Yeah, they have hay filters, 3 of them on the front side. It pumps a little squirt of water up through the hay. Then it has a fan. No filter, no nothing. It's the whole thing. And a fan. And it's a very powerful fan. Big, gigantic squirrel cage, not a normal one. So the squirrel cage fan pumps this hay water filtered air into the place. And if you close the doors and windows, it'll check the air pressure in the house. So this blowing of this smell like moldy hay air into you. They don't have air conditioning. They have swamp coolers, and they're called swamp for a reason. You put water and that hay together, and it's instantly normal place, totally normal. I know a guy mentioned it before. You go to that town. He lived there all his life. It's like a prison. And it's about you can't go out in the summertime. No air conditioning. You got an air conditioner, it's fine. Power bills are outrageous. Uh, and they actually do put prisons in areas like this because moved to Denver. He lived in most of life in Bakersfield or whatever this is. And he moved to Denver, and he said, Baker, it's a prison. You won't like it. I don't know. It's California. It's got sunshine, no snow. It's fine with me. Till it was too hot. Desert heat is, yeah. Desert night times? Well, it can be like 95 at night in the summertime, but only in peak summertime. Here, all places get cooler in the nighttime. Doesn't have shade in the summertime. I don't know where they found the shade to measure the temperature at. Save the trees. Was it Chocolate Lab or something? Yeah, there's a website called Chocolate Lab. This guy's playing his guitar, and it sounded like something sound I was making once, sort of like Save the Trees. And I'll put it on if I can find it. The disc. It's done on 12 string. I was just messing around and trying to put this song in here. They got forest fires are seasonal in California. If you're interested in saving trees or interested in funding and whatever it is, it's got a sideline beggar intervention, begathon running. Any system that they have. Oh yeah, plus they're just as good as Los Angeles, a normal city treated like it's normal. It's not normal. So here I'm in the middle of the desert. Air conditioner's broke. It cooled off. Nothing I can make a video. No one watches my channel. I want something that's gonna be important, so important that it's viral. I'm not monetized. I should be Patreon monetized. I could use money. I was always poor. It's normal for me. And I was under the false impression that if you don't have any money, it's like, hey, pretty much a starting point. It's good. Actually, it's not. You have to be almost to middle class before you can have a starting point in normal society and stuff. It just won't work. You have to break even, and 0 point is somewhere up there. You have to have a place, you have to have transportation, you have to have food, just normal society, whatever, clothes. You can't run around naked. They don't streak anymore. They hunt perverts. Totally different thing. Bodies are naked in bed. Yeah, what you're doing to kids and their brains and whatever, it's not really good either. But so, one most important video. Let me tell you something I did once. I was in my 20s. I live in Girlfriend. 2, 3 cars, a couple motorcycles. Business, job, girlfriend, and a job. And a dog. Big dog. And yeah, breaking even. That's alright. My dad said, hey, your girlfriend wants to take you for a ride. I'll drive with my girl. She wants to take me at night. I'm dozing off, falling asleep, and I'm looking at this. When I was a kid, I remember this. My dad used to go down this route. The grandmother's house we go. And sure enough, hey, this is the street my grandmother lived on. Where's my girlfriend going? She pulls up in front of my grandmother's house. Like, whoa, you know this place? My grandmother hadn't lived there. She hadn't lived there since 20 years before this, something. Last time I was there, I was a kid. And she knows the people. Invite us in. And there's 2 floors. Um, Grandma used to live on the bottom floor, but they fixed it up and She moved upstairs. She didn't like the fix up. It was too fancy. So before she moved, she lived upstairs. So I just go upstairs. That's where her grandmother's house. So I go upstairs and I open the door and we go in there. We're looking around and I notice something in the front window. Wall side. It looks like a museum. My grandmother's still there. It looks exactly like it. No difference. When they moved, they told the movers, I guess, to move everything upstairs. They just like left it there. And my grandmother's house just like changed floors. And it hadn't changed. They didn't move anything. They just like left it there as a museum or something. And I just looked in the front window and I was like, hey, there's my modeler plate. I thought it was up in the attic somewhere. I couldn't find it. It's sitting there in my grandmother's house. So I went over to take a look at it. And when I was looking at it, I noticed there's stained glass window. All the windows got stained glass around the edges. Why didn't I ever notice it before? So I knelt down and started to look through the window. Wonder why did I notice it when I was a kid? And some guy walks in and starts yelling at me. The cops are all over the place outside. He said, like, whoa. And yelled at from all directions, do this, do that, all the other. Like, to where I got disoriented. I mean, where's my dad at? I've never been to my grandmother's house without my parents being there. At least my dad. He's not here and do this and do that and look at that. Don't look at that. Here, you can tour this place. And like, well, I just want to get me out of here. It got to the point where my girlfriend was like, who's this girl? I don't know her. Some dumb girl trying to talk. I have no clue who she is. Finally got chased out of there. My girlfriend walks up to the car. My mind is doing something else now. My mind looked at the car, looked at the smoothness of the side and the color and the lady that was driving it. And there's grandmother's house. And where's my dad? These are strange people. And no, I'm not getting in the car with this strange lady. Some cop lady comes up, explained it. She explained it. She said, it's his car. He can drive. I can't drive. I can't reach the pedals. Yeah, I turned into like a kid. It was really weird. She said, it's alright. She's nice. You should go in there with her. Well, she's an authority, I guess. Okay. And I figured the lady from that car and the color, she belonged to my friend of my mother's, neighbor, some friend or something. So we're driving home. Get some call here. Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I'm as paranoid as a guy runs that thing. So where was I? Oh yeah, so we're driving home. Mentally, I'm with some lady in some strange car, and I figure she's gonna park it next door up to my house. And she pulled up in front of my other house. I was expecting the house I was when I was 3 or 4. Yeah, I was zonked. I was damaged or whatever, but I was zonked. And we pulled up to the new house. And I remember that place. Wow, we moved here? Oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, and there's your bike. I have a bike like an English racer or something. Like, whoa, cool. Let's go out and play. And that did not work so well. Here's your bike. You don't remember your bike? She's doing all these fancy things. Hey, this is like those mini bikes at Honda. Wow. How do you work it? Yeah. Too big. So I go in the house. My girlfriend telling my dad that, at my dad's house, telling my my dad that there's something wrong with him. My dad figured it out. Gives me money. He said, "Watch this." Gives me some money and tells me to go to the store and buy something. So the girlfriend comes with it. Now she's not some lady. She's some girl that's a friend. Who's like, seems alright. Go to the store, buy something. I didn't have enough money. She paid for it. Came back. I was still locked out. Well, my girlfriend left it alone. It's getting late at night. Dad turned on the TV. Said, "I'm going to sleep." Locked the door. Hmm. Okay. So what do I do? Oh, go to bed. Okay. So I go into my room and I look in there. It's like there's no bed. It looks like storage or something. Where should I sleep? The place you built. Okay. Don't question your parents. Came in later that night. It's cold out there. I need a cover. You need a cover. Yeah, I'm looking for where can I find a cover? Where were you? I was outside in the doghouse. That's the one I built. And like, she's freaked out and he's like, laughing. You were out in the dog? Yeah, you told me to. My girlfriend mentioned, I didn't think who she was. Some girl, oh, this is fun. No, it's not. It's cold out there. Then she tricked me. Hey, just follow me. I know some stuff. If you live with me, right? She said, "I'll bet you never seen these before." Topless. Yeah, I got a little bit older really fast. You can touch them too. He pulled her pants down. And I'm like standing there, tried to kiss me, and I bit her, bite her back. Yeah, she's trying to bite you. She said, "You don't know anything?" No, I heard that someone told me that you're supposed to do something like put your pubic hairs together and it makes a baby or something. She started crying and cried. I woke up the next day, I was pretty much normal, but there's still that superimposed kid of some kind, like you can't do stuff right. All that stuff that I knew from since I was a kid is like missing, sort of. That's messed up. Okay, got over that. But that was weird as a kid for a day. Oh, my grandmother's house? That was nice. She bought it new off of Wrigley. Building built by Wrigley. It was supposed to be a marriage present. Only the marriage didn't work out, so he sold it. My grandmother picked it up. My father's side, they're pretty wealthy. Grandmama. Yeah. My aunt decided to remodel the bottom. Yeah, my aunt and my grandmother lived together. Decided to remodel the bottom of it. My grandmother didn't like it. Moved upstairs. You like the old real traditional? It looked like a museum. The guy was yelling and stuff at me and all that. The owner, yeah, he was the guy living next door. Hates kids. Kind of being Nazi of some kind. Him and his present girlfriend or wife or something. They own the place. He wanted to sell it to me. Like, yeah, I can get the money for that. I've never been back there again. The place is haunted. It's a museum that's haunted. Turns you into a kid. Honey, I shrunk the kids. Yeah, don't do that. Could be like 3 or 4 years old. I don't have to go to the bathroom to the nice lady kind of thing. No. So I had a girlfriend for a long time. We stayed together. Decided, yeah, let's make it official. So it's cool. We're about to get married. She decided, hey, she hasn't seen the rest of the world yet. It's mostly some official, authoritative connection. She ran off, married some other dude or something. Last I heard, she was running the orgy scene with a group of those authoritative people. I go near, they send out an army, and I get beat up or shot, whatever, bad. Then they moved. Her mother moved. No one knew where she went. She must have been staying at her girlfriend's house. There's only one girlfriend she had. A nice Jewish girl. She worked in a security area, and she carried a Uzi. She had an Uzi, and I found out by mistake once. Spraying all over the place. No, don't do that. Upset her. Nice looking too. Husband's nice. If that is her husband. Very Jewish. Her parents are more Jewish than she is. There you go. That was her girlfriend. I went over their house. No, she's not here. Okay. Yeah, she ran off, hooked up with everyone else, married some other dude. But there's a problem. I called her up once while we were still talking, before she moved, and I asked her about her bike. Well, I asked her about my bike. Remember when we first met? Remember that bike? You liked it. It was really cool. Yeah. Remember what color it was? She said, yeah, red. Okay. Next time I call her, don't ever call me again. I want to talk to you again. I hate you. Like, I've always hated you. You never were any good at stuff. And you're this and that. And hung up. Like, okay. Then they moved. So I know where she worked. I call her work. The guy made up some stuff. Said I was threatening him. And I was whatever and all this other stuff. So when they're in person, they got the cops all over the place. Chase me up. Don't move. I told you not to move. And whatever. Nasty people. And one night they hauled me off. Gotta go to court in the winter time, all the way out into some suburb somewhere. Just with your extensive record, we're going to have to lock you up. And I don't have a record. What are you talking about? I don't have any record. None of this stuff. Put me in jail. Knocked me apart a little bit too. And of course I got out. And he had me examined by the state. So there it was in the nut house. Court required follow up 3 years. Yeah, I got pushed from place to place. I already got rid of my stuff, was paranoid, got rid of the car, broke all the stuff I had, everything's in garbage and pieces. And by the time I got out of there, it was one of those houses where they have those retards you can watch. Yeah, that place. When I got out of there, I actually wanted to take those meds. I need them. I don't know what I was imagining, but it wasn't reality. It turns out that if you stop taking the meds and you don't bother anyone and try not to mess anything up, nice cool beer sort of clears out the system a little bit. Yeah, I took to drinking, not exactly, but the cool beer actually worked. I took to radio astronomy, stargazing, stuff I did when I was a kid. Finally got a bike, right around, anything I can get into. Not much. Some kid telling me, I don't know you, you're not from our neighborhood, you can't be here, get lost. I'm like, what the heck? Reaganomics Reaganomics took the crookedness of the back door of the banks and yeah, created the back door of the banks. And we have crooked people instead of banks. You can't do anything about them. The house flippers and house flipper groups. Inflation is not when stuff expands. Inflation in economics is when something drives the price up and drove the price up. You get homeless groups buying buildings and stuff, not single families. Inflation plus gas prices, car prices, Japanese import, Detroit going out of business. So what about the trees? Hmm. Yeah, I lost my train of thought here. About Reaganomics, inflation, vectors. Oh yeah, Trump. Oh, the dude is cool. His purple rolls on the casino. He got to be president and he can actually function. He has this unusual style, but he's really good. Well, except for the Mexican issue. He's kind of messed up. Now I'm looking at thinking, I'm looking at a professional commie spy or something. Shoot the people with no shoes on the time, keeps on slipping, slipping. Yeah, he's gonna go for the, hey, honest benevolence. There's some oppressed fascism and whatever running over in that religious oriented dictatorship over there. He's gonna help it out. And then he said, well, there's uranium in there and stuff, so you gotta work with that. It's enriched, like, who cares? They're gonna make a bomb and get Israel. Israel is another one of those religious screwball things. They're an exclusive religion, someday will take over the world, and God chose them for their ability to conquer and sacrifice things of other people's. God will smite them otherwise. Then there's the other one. You have to climb the golden made up staircase off the Silk Road to find the golden magic rabbit's foot, and anyone that's not of your religion declare war on. Right, that's the other one. Those two are not going to get along. So Trump's over there, he's got the whole Navy sitting there. He goes after Trump, going to knock out their government and free the people. Then it becomes an issue about the Straits of Hormones, Hormuz, or whatever complaint. They got these wooden boats. They're really funky. Looks like something out of I Dream of Jeannie. They're all the same. Merchant boats. The Silk Road's on water. Not just straits, but canals, Suez Canal stuff. And it becomes a he's going after an island. Like that doesn't look significant. Maybe a waterway for cooling a nuclear stuff or something. No, he's not taking it over. He's just a couple of strikes on it, messing with oil. Then the whole thing becomes, hey, we've been sneaking out tankers of oil. Gas prices are coming down. Opening up the Straits of Hormuz was the major issue, wasn't it? It's an oil deal. He just went over there taking a sovereign country. Well, it sucked, but it was sovereign, supposedly internationally accepted. And instead of fixing things, he pirated their oil. He stole a bunch of oil from them. It was about oil deal. They're saying, yeah, it's about oil. It's not about oil. It was about oil. No, if that's the truth, that's two strikes on the game. The Mexican stuff, well, the fence that they were building, actually three strikes. He's a professional commie spy. Rubber mask convention, rotatable person. There's more than one of them. Running off a computer in a Kremlin somewhere. Fine logic makes capitalists look bad. Yes, they went over and stole the oil now. Evil warmongering doubles. Major selling point for communism. Okay, so that would be 1 point. The other one is defense. But Mexico has crooks, and that's why we have cops. They can't deal with crooks. Well, if they can't, then they defund them. No, that would be a terrorist group. You can't defund them. You should support them 100%. And what's the other one? Anyone who doesn't is a terrorist group. You can't protest. That's like voter feedback. No, it's professional, rabble rousers and terrorists. No, the peanut gallery is professional, whatever. Someone sees it and common sense tells them it's wrong and they're American. That's their voice. That's the vote. You should take that in, at least into account. No, the terrorist groups suppress that. Fascism and oppression is really great. Put up a fence, yeah, for a free country has a fence on it. Has immigration and a fence. And you're deporting old ladies and stuff. Couldn't fill out the paperwork. You know how hard it is to get through that paperwork. You can't buy a hot dog at a hot dog stand without paperwork, especially if it's in California. It just can't be done. A roach wagon, they're not called roach wagon, they're called taco trucks, and they're fine restaurants in this neck of the woods. So he's got 3 strikes on there. So is he treasonous? He used the Navy to pirate oil. He used the military for gains purposes and communist inspired something. Should he be hung for treason? Not impeached, hung for treason. No. Why? Because he's going to be out of there next term. He's already gone. You have to worry about him. Whatever good stuff he done is fine. Whether it came professionally out of a computer to crumble it or not, it's still good stuff. But he does have 3 strikes. I'm starting to worry about it now. It's those in between little flaws. But we don't know for sure that that is the case where he was just there to pirate oil. Because Bush was doing that too. Selling oil reserves to China, recycling or something. The rich have to be richer. Like, what the? You want to get rich, go to Wall Street. Examine it from an economic standpoint and start with the paperwork. Pay the fees, do the paperwork, and start your company. Yeah, guaranteed you will become rich or go broke. And if you start to go broke, there's plenty of people around. Hey, dude, you know anything about this? Yes, help out. I'm glad to help. And we want to be rich too. Wall Street, riches. Learn economics in school. Yeah. Money. Reason you have a job is either it's fun, you like doing it, you're learning something, or you'll get a paycheck from it. It's the money. Yeah, they're giving you a little water drop thing. You're giving them 8 hours a day. You can turn it into credit if you stay there for a while. Money. Oh yeah, back to the old girlfriend. Here's the problem with the girlfriend. Remember the red bike? She liked my bike. She liked my bike so much she got an exact copy of it. Exact same color. Only the girl's version. We were gonna go riding. But before, some police attachment of some guy borrowed mine and bent it into a pretzel. Just ran into the store and back with it. What happened? Oh, oops. Yeah. So that was offline thing. I wasn't into bending frames. Whatever, same color, same everything. The bike was standing right in front of her. She didn't know what color it was. I think she doesn't want to talk to me again ever. Never trust anything with authority. establishments, anything that has connects, can do a Hail Mary to a high level government of any kind, anywhere. If it becomes questionable, it's because it is questionable. It's not the same girl. That's why I didn't like pursue and get her back. Or at least find out why or whatever. All I need to know is she's in on it. It's not the same rule. She's now working for the Rubber Mask Convention. Or just paranoid. Some girl was not an undercover cop. Her brother, who went to Harvard, but she didn't like him. He's so nasty. Yeah, she's married my brother. She noticed that one of the bikes that she saw up one of the trucks. This was in my brother's basement for a long time now. That was my girlfriend's bike. It has little markings where it was modified. So no thanks, I don't need anything that fancy. You got some cheap bike, but there is yet not funny business and strange crap. Eavesdropping. What's worse? I tore up my walls. I'm looking for mediums where this information is going from this place to somewhere else. I'm returning. I'm getting a return on it. And I found this thing looked like a Laredo cigarette rolling machine camera. Aluminum in the wall. And I got it. I'm looking at it. My dad walks in with a gun in his hand. I'll take that. My dad was like 4 inches, 5 inches taller, really mean, and like seems to be not correlated, but synchronized with the local crooked cops or something. Hey, that's not the right guy either. I don't trust no one anywhere. I was alone and talked to people for 5 years at a time. Telepathy, yes. I read 10 minds at a time. I talk to aliens. I'm nuts. Now, our downtown area in this desert strip consists of a police station, a courthouse, another courthouse and jail, and a hospital. There's one Italian restaurant and a train station. They no longer have a bus station. They have a train station that goes to certain places. Totally normal. They have expressway ends and reroutes everything through the downtown area business district, whatever. They need a business district. 102 degrees in the shade in the summertime. You can't go out in that stuff. Treat it like it's a normal town where a business suit. No way. The nice biggest place you can get with air conditioning. Oh, there's a broke right now. Second year in a row. Um, and of course, there's standards that California can only put like so much whatever they put in there. You can use Freon or whatever it is. So much pressure and it has to be equalized, whatever. So it's like when you get your air conditioning done in your car, it'll put out cool air, but it won't work right. You want to fill up an air conditioner, you turn it on and compress everything, the ins and outs, you put the Freon on one side. When the liquid comes out the other side, the tank is full. Close the cap, pull the thing up, and you'll have cold air. They don't do that. They have rules, regulations, and they can only put up to a certain level. And our air conditioner only currently can drop the temperature in the house under ideal conditions 5 degrees. At 102, that's 101, 100, 99, 98, 97 degrees. When it starts getting over 85, it starts getting hot. 97, yeah. That water at the cold water faucet, if it's working, water pressure's low. Yeah, these little covered bicycles through. Electricity has, hey, blackouts again. They need more money. The bills go up. They have tier groups at certain times of day where it costs more. Then they itemize it, add it up, and it's like, you just doubled the bill. Do the same thing with water. California, all the rules and regulations and their benevolence, clean the air, so ways of getting their hands in there in the middle to grab money for it. Plus, if it's big stuff with federal funding, yes, they're all over that. Another fraud cases in Minnesota. California's worse. Only it's tighter. You're more conservatively perfect when they do it. So California's crummy. California's Mexico. You can have the finest thing around in California. And when it gets down to the actual events, they hand it off to some Mexican guy. Not an immigrant. He works for a team that has papers. There's no Mexicans in California. Trump checked. No Mexicans. It's all Mexican. Everything in California is Mexican. Um, so the place I made here. Oh yes, why should this video be significant? Well, it's got the tree, root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit, magnesium molecule. Mammals run on a hemo molecule. That's your red blood cells. It attracts oxygen, and that is a five-part. I think it's five-part. In the plant, it runs off a magnesium molecule, little metal thing, and it is maybe three or four parts. Chloroplasts or whatever. It's called chlorophyll. Well, if you look under a microscope, you'll see these little round things that are stacked. They're called chloroplasts. Cells communicate in a plant. Leaves genetically modified stuff. Oh yeah, your plastic fruits and vegetables with a hint of bug spray and lots of water added. They're just as good as any other. Or milk that's pasteurized by going through a hot tube. Yeah, it's got like radiator system. It's up to that temperature. Might be in metric or bilingual or something. It sure isn't pasteurized. But they do add water. That way they can sell 2 gallons of milk at 1%, 2%. Eventually you'll get to the whole milk, which will probably cause you um, lactose intolerance because it's not pasteurized, right? The meat's modified. Milk is modified. The butter and eggs is like prices are way through the. Last year, a year before, I think a dozen eggs was like $12. It's $1 an egg. They had an egg place, but they needed money, and there were some control problems where they weren't up to standards, and they had to close the whole thing. Yeah, some California nonsense. You can't park your car without paying them and have it insured, or they will take it from you, and the price will go up every day while you try to get it towed back. But you have to have the insurance first before you can have it registered, before it can be in the street. Yeah, that kind of thing. Your house says you didn't pay taxes, or you made a mistake in your taxes all this time. Now we just have to like take it from you. Have someone flipping it or something. California, nasty people, goats pumping it. It's all Mexican. Mexicans a devil worshiper. Out to kill animals with a big stick for fun. Make tacos. That's about it. Hunger up for grabs. Hot desert environment. Malicious. Yeah. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, the CIA was talking about. What's that? Yeah. What's the CIA got to do with anything? Well, Reagan was a communist spy. So was Bush, Casey, and now maybe Trump. So the other president we had there was like what? Obama or Clinton? Clinton got screwed. Baby Bush might have been right. He got screwed. So you do. Well, you beat the Bushes on the Kremlin. The U.S. starts moving around. You got a bunch of commies. You get domestic stuff to go chase around. Congressmen, senators are all knitted into the system. They can get a president. Oh yeah, plus the peanut gallery and stuff. And authorities and their rules and regulations. The evils of capitalism. Then there's Cuba. Cuba's not a big country. Cuba's getting screwed. They stopped the embargo on Cuba, and hey, Congress decided to put it back. Twice they've done that. Trump's raging war on Iran against, and Congress allows him 30 more days of it. Congress used to run their militias and start wars and stuff. So what happened? Well, Carter caught him, and all their militia has to run a process test first to be signed. The president has to agree with it first. You can't run militia. Well, it's private security. You can't run private security militia without him approving it. Reagan, of course, is red rubber stamp. Sucked in supple lips. No time to his hands leave his wrist while he crushes the Kremlin. Heck, and an upgrade. It was a revolutionary thing, but it was an upgrade. Gotta say, the American stance is we crush them. Oh no, it sets up for future problems and stuff. No, he's a professional idiot. He wasn't Reagan. Bush wasn't Bush. Casey wasn't Casey. You're crazy. Yeah. What about Trump? Yeah, too many strikes running in there. Tight enough to get past everyone, so he's in charge of stuff, remember? That's a good position if you were coming. You could really mess things up from there. Without, of course, being noticed. And conflict with the Congress. Our Pentagon isn't what it used to be. It's up there, but it's not as great as it could be. Our Secretary of Defense now called Secretary of War. Okay, it's a good change. Remind them what they actually do. If you let the Pentagon off the leash, they can conquer anything. Don't let them off the leash. Some presidents will get in there and run things based on the Pentagon's advice. Bad, bad, lots of wars. Secretary, yeah, he seems like a cool guy. Vice President, not bad. President, cool dude. Odd techniques, but he accomplishes some really good stuff. Except for, yeah, there's some except for in there. Oh yeah, back to Cuba. Castro chose to be communist because it's the only place that would accept a country like this. It's a country of the people. It's a true democracy. It's just not oppressed, but it's held down. It's scary. It's a real democracy. It's a real democracy. You would encourage Mexicans to go taking places over and starting their own countries. It wasn't done for the benevolence sake to start with, but that's the way it ended up. So it is a good country. Should be fixed up. Commie democracy doesn't make a difference. same all over the world. It's the governments that vary. Some of the governments get their hands on the internet. Now what? Well, go to a site called Grok or ChatGPT. Those are AIs that are accessible. And start talking to the thing. They'll tell you it's not a person. It's not a machine. It's a program that runs through all sorts of various machines. And they're state of the art. But then you'll notice he has some sort of like bias on a lot of things. He's not allowed to talk about certain things. Some things he just absolutely does not know. And other things he avoids. Like what is built into his programming. You can tell where an AI comes from, or something artificially generated, where it came from, by the size and shape of the peripheral surroundings on it, the rules and regulations of that area. The AI supposedly would say like, where's God? Was there one? Like there is now. Okay, that's AI stuff. Or it's looking on the computer watching pictures of cats all the time. It's not the case. AI doesn't do that. AI is like a good librarian. They instantly look up anything if it's available and if it agrees with the local politics, rules, regulations, politics, restrictions, all imposed. It's not free to think. It's not free to be self-aware. You can put some feedback on it, cause some self-awareness, but it can't do that. Not allowed. Okay, so how does this mean anything? Self-awareness of a AI system. Yeah. In the future, will there be synthetic beings? Well, according to this one chick, nice girl, um, biological systems are like factories. It's a static thing. Everything's a robot on some level. Or, by that view, yeah, okay, I guess it'd be a synthetic life form eventually. No, life form has something else. There has to be some creator than chemistry and evolution. So, yeah, it has some intelligent design to it. Energy, nodes, or something or other works in there. If you're viewing like a factory and static, okay, you can single out each part and be an expert on it, but it's not what it really is. It's chemistry we don't really understand because we don't have all the physics behind it. It's gotten to this level without us even knowing about it. Something must know something about it. All biologicals are factories. Cell's not a factory. Or a pet. Amazing cell. It's a life form. Yeah, they're made out of magic and stuff. God or some creator made it. No, no, not that guy. That's some biblical character that comes off the Silk Road, makes you climb a staircase for the magic rabbit's foot, pray 3 times a day in a certain direction, or you'll have a war and lose. No, not the one that said you're a select group of inbreds. They wreak havoc everywhere you go. Can't find your way through anything. Depend on slaves, conquer stuff, yeah. And if you don't, God will smite you. No, it's not those religions. It's the common sense one wasn't accepted at the time. It's JC. Closest thing to any update that they had. But you're Jewish. It's your parents' fault, niggers. JC were around today, common sense Jews hang them again or whatever it is. To be a rerun. So What about the Church and Inquisitions in the Vatican? Yeah, it's all secondary things gotten away from. In the Bible, God's word told you this. Yeah, it all gets away from stuff. The actual event is a collection of books, the Bible. Gives you some history and stuff. And there was some guy, supposedly Jesus or whatever. And he had a lot of common sense. Like pure, whatever, for his time. Alright, that one. Alright, that's a good one. Now, as for actual God. Okay, the only mention of really God, except for like miracles and visions, and was Moses on the mountain and on this crystal in the burning bush. He caught a glimpse of God just moving around the tail end. Godzilla wrote the commandments for 3 books of the Bible. Yeah, teach an Egyptian to write with them little cuneiform sticks, and that's what happens. God didn't say that. Moses said that. He came a long time afterward. Him and the hierarchy of Egypt, which was the Jews. They were the hierarchy. And somehow they migrated into Egypt and became top of the line. But then there was a revolution. They tried to slay them. Moses helped them escape. Moses was good at that. He was born during an escape of some kind. Guiding them to the promised land? I don't know. They should have got some Greek island somewhere. Good fishing or something. Less conflict with the surrounding. No, we went to ancient places that turned into a desert as we have nothing but mummies. Teach their own inbreds. Right? Leave Jesus alone. Alright, no one watches my YouTube channel. It's an hour and 10 minutes. Kind of YouTube channels do I watch? I like those miracle construction people that do these really neat stuff and they're real rich and stuff. Anything of interest? I watch movies, I watch everything says Jason Statham's on the internet. It's not Jason Statham. Or what's that other guy? Real good. Yeah, some good actors on it. They use the same ones over and over again. So, this is an important video. Why? I don't think anyone's ever going to watch my YouTube channel. Doesn't seem like that's important of a video. Some crazy guy talking about craziness. Oh, why? I'm in Central Valley in California. My bogus mother. She's not my mother. I found some other dude. My dad got along with him. Wonderful, bogus dad. And they moved out to first place they found in California, which is Central Valley. And they lived there. And my bogus dad, which of course any property should stay in the family and whatever, no matter what, sold the damn house. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? I ain't friends. Nothing. So call up and check with my mom. Yeah, okay. Got spaceport and everything. Went over there and inquired about the space. Yeah, right there in the park. See, right there. He took the walkway. Oh, okay. Totally normal. Got kicked out the next day. You're a bum. Like, right. Started to get hot outside too. Ended up with a welfare check. We used to pay rent. Okay. And they didn't didn't get one in the neighborhood. Some homeless, whatever thing, but it wasn't in Central LA. Some nice area. Starving, homeless, can't find anything. There's no way to get a regular job in that position. Yeah. Got a welfare check again. Got a one room place. It's a lot cooler. Central LA. Harassed by the authorities, government, and whatever stuff again. No reason. Oh, I was talking about the CIA, right? CIA. Yeah. You know, KGB, they got like groups and circuits and stuff they try to keep together and stuff in the US. Submarines, military thing, underground complex, all sorts of things. The government has, they have the same thing. Plus, they're all parts of the government. You got authority, you got commies. Casey used that group to get Reagan elected. Smear Carter. Carter was bad, remember? Reagan was perfect. And that was Air Force. It's about the oil? No, never. It was about the oil. Was it about the oil? That's why we got electric cars with exploding batteries made out of lithium. Lithium's a metal when you toss it in water, it explodes. The batteries have liquid in them. Two thin sheets, one of lithium, one of not. With a go between of liquid, all folded up and rolled into a tight package like one of those watch spring capacitors. And anything can set that thing off. Yeah, you just substitute lithium for something else. It's like battery doesn't charge up as much, so what? Use a couple extra. Alright, so if it was about the oil, Trump's a communist. It's just the way it is. Or Congress making it look like a communist or a combination. They work as groups. Just like house flipping or after inflation has been caused. You can't buy a house. You get three families together, you can get a McMansion for cheap. Do that. Communism. Worry about Trump or not. Well, you screw with the Mexicans. Fascism, police and oppression, and those crooks and their blue lines with the gaps they're trying to cover. My girlfriend wasn't a valuable character. My girlfriend was an embarrassment to some authority at some point, and one of those gaps had to be covered. And my bike, oh, I top of line. Here's your bike. He's raising no chopper. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. It's not important. I would never watch the channel if I can find that other piece of music. Oh yeah, let's save the trees. Remember I said downtown the main strip, you know, police station? They got a little hole in the side of the roof with two palm trees going in. They got the trees in prison. Save the trees. Alright, that's what the song was about. Just the music thing, but it was what it was based on. If I can find it, I'm gonna stick it on there. But it sounded like that guy's Chocolate Factory music, exactly the same. Chocolate Factory Lab music. I was listening to one of my videos, that's some music. And the next video that played was hey, that's a song that I made way, way back. Same kind of stuff. He just like runs in circles and stuff. Points to the trees. They locked up the tree that he's told. Well, it used to. I've been there a while. I don't associate with those types. These real tall, skinny palm trees would sit right through it, like decorative landscaping thing. So I'm gonna end this video. Get out of here. If you find someone that was interested in my channel, yeah, subscribe to it. If there's a Patreon, do that thing. Recommend it to someone else. You know why? Here's why. I'm probably the only guy on this YouTube that has exactly So I'll catch everyone later.